If you can't see, hear, feel, or even sense spirit, it's not because you're doing it wrong. It's not because you don't have the gift. You're simply blocked. In this video, I'm going to share with you the 4 core psychic blocks that could be blocking you. Unblocking one of these 4, it could change the whole trajectory of your mediumship and psychic ability. Before we get into the blocks, I want to share with you, most people feel like they should just be able to close their eyes and receive a message from spirit, from their loved one or a guide. But honestly, 99% of the time, it doesn't happen that way. It's a lot more subtle. It's not as clear and concise. It's not like you and I just having a conversation, you seeing me right here in my 3D form. It's different. Yes, sometimes we can have very clear evidence from spirit, but most of the time it is so much more subtle than that. And a lot of the time we're too noisy with our brains. We've got so much noise going on that we miss the signals completely. You know, a word, a sensation, a smell, even seeing like a glimpse of your granddad and an older gentleman at the cafe, that's happened to me so many times, is spirit speaking to you. And if we can quiet our minds down, if we can come into the subtleties, into the nuances of the spiritual realms, we are so much richer in our spirituality, in our psychic abilities. Let's get into the 4 core psychic blocks so you can unblock them quickly and start practicing. The first one is Claircognizance block. So this is literally the psychic fog. Who does this apply to the most? Well, it applies to the brainiacs. The intellectual alert to use your mind is the greatest tool. Unfortunately, when it comes to mediumship, what happens is that over-analyzing can come in, thinking it's your imagination or thinking it's something from the subconscious. When the truth is, if you get out of your brain and into your heart space and allow the energy to flow without the judgment, without the mind chatter, without the doubting, spirit comes through super clear. The fix is simple. So this is the good news. It's called the clarity question. So are you ready to unblock this block? We're going to do it right now. So what I want you to do is to find an object. I have got my wand. Find an object that is popping out that is around you, or go find one right now. It can be a cup, it can be a pen, it can be a crystal, it can be whatever you want. Don't be fussy, just grab an object right now. Look at the object and say this one thing out loud. Spirit, what am I missing? Now, don't think. Don't go into research mode. Don't go into that intelligent brain of yours. What is the first word that pops in? Now, it might be a color, a feeling, a name, a place. It might come in visually. It might pop in your ear. I just want you to notice what you get. So if you had to pause the video, go for it to make sure that you actually can focus on the object and ask the question. Spirit, what is it that I'm missing? Number 2 is the emotional overload. So this is the clairsentience block. And of course, you can probably guess this is for the empaths. So of course, if you are feeling lots of energy, if you're feeling emotional around other people, if you're feeling like you're in a bit of a wave, a roller coaster, when you are literally in situations or around other people, this is because you are an empath. And of course, this is only blocked when you don't know how to train that energy, when you don't know how to get a hold of it, when it takes over. So what do we do about it? First of all, we need to understand whether this is a block that you have. Do you feel like you are different when you are in the aura of somebody else? And different people have different effects. If you have a random emotion that does not belong to you and how you've been in that day, then I would put money on it that this one is for you. This is an energy residue. And when you have been with somebody and literally felt the energy, that can be actually amazing when you're doing mediumship. And for me, I am an empath. I do feel others. I feel all sorts. But I had to learn a very long time ago, when I left a situation, a person, a reading, whatever it is, I had to clear my energy, because if I didn't, the residue would literally follow me through my house. It would follow me into my relationships, even into the shower. When I'm in the shower, just like crying, feeling so bad for the person's hair I just cut or the reading that I just did. And this is no way to live. So we've got to get a handle, empaths, on this block. So here's what to do. I'm going to invite you to do a wee little meditation with me. So close your eyes down when you're ready and take a nice deep breath. Breathing out. And I want you to imagine that there is a plug at the bottom of your feet. And on the exhale, your next exhale, I want you to pull out the plug. Now let anything and everything that is not yours drain out of your body and into the earth. All of this energy is going to transmute, transform, and transcend and turn into beautiful energy and light. It's going to be neutralized. It's actually going to feed the earth. So don't feel bad about the earth. I know what you're like, empath. Breathing in deeply. And as you breathe out your mouth, let it all go, 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 go. And now we're going to reverse. We want to fill up with light. So visualize a beautiful white light coming from the earth up your feet, filling up your ankles, your legs, your torso, your arms, your chest, your neck, your head, and going out the top of your head. Feeling the energy, the vibration expanding out, up, side to side, around and around in all directions, shining your brightest light. And one last thing before you open your eyes. Who does this energy truly belong to? Return to source consciousness with love. Beautiful. You can open your eyes. So there we have it, empaths. There is your hack, which can take you literally 1 minute. So do it every day. Do it after you've been with people in situations. It's very similar to cutting cord ties because you are literally returning back to your own energy, which is super important because we don't want to carry other people's energy around. It's not going to help them, and it's definitely not going to help us. Number 3 is the logical filter, which is for the clairaudience. It's all about what we're hearing. It's all about what we're receiving with our receptors. And this is where doubt can come in. So if you are receiving information from spirit, or you've got intuitive nudges, or you're hearing or feeling or seeing or sensing, whatever the clear is that is coming to you, and you go to your brain and you go, oh, that's random. That's not spirit. I'm making that up. That's too simple. So that can't be. Well, this is for you. This is all about your clairaudience. The thing about clairaudience is you need to know is it's not like someone standing going, hi, Victoria, how are you going? This is your next step. It's not necessarily through the ear that you hear. You can hear with the mind. You can hear with your senses. There is no logical path when it comes to mediumship. It is about expanding and allowing whatever is coming through. So when the logical filter comes through, you are functioning from the 3D, and we don't want to function from that. We want to function from the 5D and beyond in the space where we can receive from the energy of unconditional love. So anyway, what do we do about this logical filter? Because I've got a funny feeling that you may have this, because I know about 99% of the world have this, because this is the most conditioned. This fix is called the name whisper. So are you ready to practice it with me? What we're going to do is you're going to be quiet. You're going to go into a space of silence, but not only silence, stillness. Yes, this can be a challenge, and you may need to practice this over and over. So let's practice it right now. Close your eyes down, and you're going to go quiet just for 10 seconds. And now you're going to say this. Spirit guide, whisper a name I haven't thought of. Now don't force this, just listen. It might come in a nickname, a name, a word that feels like a name, maybe a color or a sense or a knowing. A feeling that points to someone. Maybe like a memory. Now here's the thing. Even if you think you made this up, you did not. Clairaudience is interesting. It only comes in when you are out of the logical mind. If you haven't opened your eyes up yet, feel free to open them up. Now, the other day I was doing a reading in my Awakened community with Victoria Bond on Facebook, where I quite often do evidential mediumship. And here I am reading for someone I've never met before. And all of a sudden I'm seeing this grandfather energy just in my mind's eye, as clear as day. And I get a name. And the name popped in so strong. And I literally said, I've got this name right now. Does that mean anything to you? It just popped in, like in my mind's eye. It's nearly like I heard it, but I didn't hear it. I didn't hear it externally. And I said to the person who I was reading for, does this name make any sense to you? And she said, that is the name of the grandfather that you're talking to right now. Now, this is on a Facebook community where there is dozens of people watching. I don't know who this person is. I've never heard from them or seen them in my whole entire life. They live on the other side of the world. They just found me and jumped into a live. How does this work? Faith. It's by trusting the process. It's about getting out of the logical mind. It's about removing that filter and using the logical filter for the things that we really need it for in our everyday human life. So I'm really curious, what name, sense, feeling, or vision came through for you? Pop it in the chat. Let me know. Number 4, of course, the visual doubt. This is the biggest thing. Okay, I always say, if someone saw an angel standing right in front of them, it would only take a few days or even maybe a couple of months or weeks to go, I don't know if I actually saw that. Maybe it would only take actually a couple of minutes or a few seconds. I don't know. It depends on the person, of course. But, I've seen many things, many things, and I've doubted many of the things that I've seen. And this is why evidential mediumship is super important. So you can actually put the evidence together and it creates different neuro pathways so you can build your confidence in what you're doing, of course. So visualization, of course, we're going to get dealt with this again, just like with the Clairaudience. Sometimes we're not seeing with our eyes. Now, I had an uncle who passed recently and he used to see things with his eyes, and so did my grandma, and so did my nana. And I don't really know. I didn't talk to them about it deeply, but they'd talk about the time that they saw the person in the garden or at the cow shed waving. Then they'd get a phone call saying that the uncle had passed away. Like, there's so many stories I grew up with. So I naturally thought seeing spirit meant with my eyes. And I was totally scared. I didn't want to see spirit with my eyes because it scared the living daylights out of me. But the truth is, most people, 99% of people, see through their imagination. They see through their mind's eye. They see through a memory. Or like I mentioned before, you're at a cafe and you see an older gentleman and you see a glimpse of your granddad, or you smell your granddad, and then you see a feather. Of course, there's this buildup of synchronicities that kind of like just plays out into a story, into this knowing. It's soft, it's subtle, and you've got to be clear and not loud. It's signals versus noise. So anyway, let's get into this and see if this is a core psychic block for you, so then we can work on untangling it. The biggest thing that I see with people that have got this block is they tell me that they can't see spirit. So they're affirming it again and again and again and again and again. And we get used to affirming something, so we are literally creating the block ourselves. Now, we can simply change this by saying, I haven't seen spirit yet, or I'm not really sure how I see spirit. That can change everything. So with me and my family, who was super psychic and super religious, so they're giving it up to God the whole time, I was like, well, I've missed the gene. I didn't get that DNA strand or whatever. Like, it's just not for me, And then one day I thought, but what if I just perceive in a different way? What if I see in a different way? What if I am psychic? What if I am gifted? What if I am a medium? And then just that question alone, which is the tool I want to teach you, the question alone can change absolutely everything. But let's anchor this in a little bit deeper, okay, and do the unblocking. So energetically, you can start seeing in a way that you're meant to see. When we expect to see in like a full vision, a full movie, or anything like that, quite often we are disappointed because we were focusing on that. We missed out on the flashes or the symbols, the color, the tiny impression, the little memory that popped up, these little nuances, the shapes. And I was taught many years ago from a medium that we can be talking to someone, doing a reading for them, and then all of a sudden we look at the carpet and we see a shape in the carpet. For me, I can look at a picture on the wall and the orange will pop out, or a word will pop in, or I'll be looking at a page. So I find the whole room is this visual resource for me to pull from. I don't need cards to read. I can read the room. Okay, here is the exercise. Close your eyes down now Take a nice deep breath in. Let all my words roll off you. Let them all dissipate. I want you to look inside your eyelids. You're not trying to imagine anything. You're not manipulating anything. I just want you to look behind your eyelids with your eyes closed and relax your eyelids a little bit. Just relax. There's no pressure here. There's no trying to stare up at the third eye and create a migraine or a headache. I just want you to relax and notice what you notice behind your eyelids. You're simply watching a screen. Now I want you to notice, what is the dominant color that you can see right now? It might be black, blue, red, purple, gold. Whatever it is, just notice. And maybe you ask the question, what color can I see right now? And now, ask Spirit this question. Spirit, will you please show me a simple shape? A circle, triangle, line, star, dot. Just watch for a moment. Even if you see something faint, even if you think you're imagining it, this all still counts. Clairvoyance is the art of allowing, pushing, not forcing, not manipulating. Just notice what you notice. Okay, and as soon as you notice that, opening your eyes. Okay, sometimes getting our mind around the whole manipulation thing of trying to see something, it can be a little bit of a mind game. I'm really curious what came through for you. Pop it in the chat. Let me know. So one of the things I used to do when I closed my eyes when I was going into meditation is I started noticing it was like this pulsating coming in and out. And I started realizing that this was happening regularly before I went into a channel or into a deep meditation or a vision or something. It was like a third eye pulsing. So I never expected that to happen every time. I just noticed. I just observed. I was just curious of what was happening. And that is the energy I want you to take forward with the clairsentience, the clairvoyance, the claircognizance, the clairaudience, like all of these clairs, is just observing the similarities, keeping a diary and going, wow, okay, this is something that I noticed, and then start building up on them by doing these simple practices. So I'm curious, what was your number one block out of the 4? Was it 4, 3, 2, 1? Like, how many did you have? And what do you feel like you unblocked? Because even if you unblocked one thing, or you took one method today, one little simple hack, and apply it to your life, it's going to change the trajectory of your mediumship. So now you've got these 4 fixes. We've had the physical fog, which is the clarity question, the emotional overload, which is the drain and the anchor, the logical filter, so the name whisper, that was the method for that, and the visual doubt, the screen activation, where you're just simply coming to the back of your eyelids. 4 activations in this little training and a whole lot of unblocking. Please remember that you are the strongest entity in your reality, and to protect yourself is to be in your power. So make sure that you are doing the self-development, you're empowering yourself, you're doing your journaling, you're grounding every single day, you're breathing, because breath is literally medicine for you. And subscribe so you don't miss a beat when I have my new trainings come out. It has been an honor to be here with you today. I cannot wait to support you more on the spiritual journey. And until next time, namaste.